What's up, y'all? This is Camo Catfish. I've got a question for y'all today. Which delusional fantasy are we as Americans supposed to believe in? Which one is it, folks? Is it that the virus is just it's the most deadly virus pandemic that humankind has encountered in 100 years? Are we supposed to believe that? Because if so, I'm not going to put my life in the hands of a little piece of fabric over my face, a little mask. I'm not going to go in public. I'm going to bunker in and hide out from this thing if this virus is that serious. Or are we supposed to believe that masks work? That little thin piece of plastic, that little neck gaiter pulled up over your face, that's going to save you from the deadliest virus humans have encountered in 100 years. Are we supposed to believe that? Because that doesn't add up with common sense. Little bit of common sense will tell you that makes no sense at all. If it's really that deadly, a little piece of fabric isn't going to save your life. But if I'm supposed to believe that a little piece of fabric will save my life, then the virus can't be that deadly. And as a matter of fact, most people know that it's not that deadly. Unless, sure, if you have pre-existing conditions, if you've got a weak immune system, if you're elderly, if you have an already going on disease, sure, the coronavirus would be deadly to somebody like that. The flu would be deadly to somebody like that, wouldn't it? Bronchitis, pneumonia, a little stomach bug, heck, seasonal allergies could put somebody at risk in the hospital, just like the coronavirus, right? But we're supposed to believe that a little old neck gaiter is going to save our lives, right? That's amazing, because you see these neck gaiters that everybody wears, that's not new technology, folks. I've been wearing those on construction sites for years to filter out large particulates like sawdust, like insulation, like this stuff you see behind me. When you get to cutting this stuff up and sweeping it around and working with it and hanging it up, it'll get in the air like dust. You breathe that stuff all day, boy, your lungs will be on fire. But what I'm saying is, I've worn these neck gaiters for years on construction sites, and I'll tell you right now, it's cold. It's cold right now. I can see my breath. You probably can't see it. But you can breathe through those neck gaiters and see the mist off your breath in the cold weather. The steam off your warm breath in the cold weather. You can see it right through those neck gaiters. The water vapor off your breath. Oh, but that's going to save you from the virus. When you comply and put it over your face, boy, you're safe from this deadly virus, right? Even though you can see your breath through it in the cold weather. It doesn't make sense, folks. I'll tell you one thing. I have smoked a cigarette through one of those neck gaiters. I've had it pulled up over my face, put a lit cigarette in my mouth. You can draw on it, inhale it, and blow it back out through that neck gaiter. Smoke, cigarette smoke. Oh, but that little old virus that's 200 microns wide won't go through it, right? See, there's no common sense in this stuff, folks. It's compliance is what they want. The government does not care about your health and safety. They want to get as much compliance out of you as possible. And you'll hear people out there, oh, well, it's not a big deal. It's a little crazy. I don't like it, but, just wear the mask. It's not a big deal. It's just a little piece of fabric, right? Just put it on. Everybody else is wearing it. Kind of like Jews in 1939 Nazi Germany we're probably talking to each other, guys, you know, it's kind of crazy. I don't like it, but, you know, they're making us wear this little piece of fabric, this little yellow Star of David on our chest. It's not that big of a deal. Just go on and comply with it, and everything will be all right, right? Just a little piece of fabric, right? Doesn't make sense. Just put it on. Just comply. And that, folks, is a slippery slope, as history tells us. We all know what happened. It's a slippery slope, folks. If this virus is as deadly as they say it is, why do I go out in public and there's just as many people at Lowe's as there's ever been walking around wearing masks now? Most of them wearing masks because they don't want to be publicly shamed for not wearing a mask. They're scared of being called out by some other moron who buys it. So everybody just puts them on, complies. But if this virus is really as deadly and dangerous as they're trying to get you to believe, people wouldn't be going out in masks. People wouldn't just be going about their lives like they are, folks. People would be falling over in the store. We're all touching the same door handle going in a convenience store. We're all still pumping gas. We're all still going to work. We're all still going to the grocery store and breathing the same air, filtered through a ridiculous little piece of fabric that is not airtight around your face, and everybody's going about their lives. It doesn't make sense, guys. There's no common sense in it. A little bit of common sense will tell you that it's all a sham. It's a joke, folks. And I'm not going to give up my freedom. My freedom to choose whether or not to wear a freaking face mask. I'm not going to give that up because, it's socially acceptable now to wear a mask? And it's not socially acceptable to not wear a mask? I mean, it's not a law. It's not constitutional. I can do whatever I want as a free American. And I'm going to continue doing whatever I want. No mask. No vaccine, folks. Ain't happening. And there's another point. They say, yeah, I looked at just recently, 2 nights ago actually, I looked at the most recent CDC numbers on the death rate of the coronavirus. Out of all the people since January in America who have contracted the coronavirus, 2% have died. 2%, folks. Oh, in other news, they've hurried up and rushed this vaccine to production, and the experts will tell you that the vaccine has a 95% success rate. So hold on. 98% of people who actually contract the virus live and are perfectly fine on the other end of dealing with the sickness. The vaccine, 95% effective. So what you're telling me is I have better odds of contracting the coronavirus and living than taking the vaccine and it working. Okay, I'm gonna roll the dice and not take the vaccine. Okay, because I've got better odds. You see, it's ridiculous. And here's another point I'd like to bring up. Well, I mean, what numbers are we supposed to believe, folks? You see, I would say the majority of people I see out and about in public, going about their lives, wearing these little masks, pretending like that's going to save them from this deadly disease, right? The majority of people out there going about their lives wearing these masks. Why? Because they believe the numbers coming out of that little black box in their living room. They believe they have They have bought into those numbers that CNN's running across the screen, that Fox News is running across the screen about the infection rate. Oh boy, it's going up like crazy. It's going through the roof. The infection rate. Oh golly, look at all these new cases, right? All these new cases. Ooh. They bought that hook, line, and sinker, folks. You can go out in public and look around. And the majority of folks are walking around with these face masks on because they're scared of this case rate. That it's just all these new cases. And a lot of those people are conservatives. A lot of those people voted for Trump, right? A lot of the same people out there wearing masks because they believe the numbers about the coronavirus are the same people that'll tell you that, oh, these numbers are on the election, they're all rigged. We don't believe those numbers. Right? I don't believe them either, folks. I think the mainstream media, I believe politicians, I believe Wall Street, I believe every single one of those numbers coming out of every one of those folks' mouth is a complete lie. I mean, the same people who believe the numbers about the coronavirus, walking around with these masks because they believe those numbers, will tell you that these numbers over here about the election are complete crap. So you believe these numbers out of the same mouth that these numbers are coming out of, but you don't believe these. Doesn't make any sense, folks. Anyway. Which fantasy do you believe in? Because I don't believe any of it. Look around at all the crazy stuff that's happened this year. None of it, there's zero common sense behind every single bit of it. Leave in the comments, which fantasy do you believe in? Which numbers do you believe? You believe the election numbers? You believe Joe Biden pulled that off? You believe these coronavirus case numbers? Just skyrocketing. Second wave, right? You believe those numbers? From the same mouths that the election numbers are coming out of? You believe the stock market numbers? It's just the stock market's booming, right? Balling out of control. Oh, meanwhile, we've got the highest unemployment rate that we've had since the recession. Meanwhile, people haven't made rent or paid their mortgage or paid their credit cards or paid their car payment in 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And a lot of folks are about to run out of time on that whole hold on evictions, right? The end of December. Starting 2021, there's going to be a lot of homeless folks. Oh, but the stock market's killing it. Which numbers do you believe, folks? Which delusional fantasy are you buying into? Me personally, I don't buy any of it. Let me know what you think, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.